Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening and welcome to the Babe Ruth tournament, the regional tournament. The Kindred Vikings will host the Valley City Kings and
District 7 Babe Ruth tournament going on here. Hosted site is in Kindred, and so we got two games going on this evening. This first one up, Valley City is in town against your Kindred Vikings.
And that game 2 is contingent on the Kindred Vikings winning that first game here against Valley City. And the winner of this ball game, the Valley City Kings versus the Kindred Vikings, will take on Castleton. And the winner, if Castleton wins that game,
the Railcats.
Yeah.
There's two Castleton teams, so we should specify Railcats.
If Castleton wins that game, they will be the Region 7 champions and head to state. If Kindred or Valley City beats Castleton tonight, there will be another game tomorrow because Castleton is undefeated and they will have to be beaten twice in order to be eliminated from this playoff round.
And that, if necessary, game, if it's necessary that necessary game gets played, it will be at 10 a.m. It was previously at noon. That is incorrect. They did a change to the schedule, and so if if necessary game needs to be played, it would go and get played tomorrow at 10 a.m., not noon as previously indicated.
And so you just heard Wendy Bernier. I'm Mike Bernier.
Good evening.
We'll get you the starting lineups, and we'll start right now. This is for the Valley City Kings under head coach T.J. Hansen, and he's assisted by Ross Berg. Here's our starting lineup. Leading off and playing second base will be Gray Kozowski. Batting second, playing at third base, is Eli Praska. Batting third, playing in left field, is Tegan Cleveguard. Batting cleanup, playing first base, is Amari Ronsberg. The designated hitter in batting fifth, Beck Dietrich. Batting sixth, the pitcher, Garrett Govan. And batting seventh, the shortstop, Callan Hansen. And batting eighth and catching is Christian Modlin. Batting ninth and playing in center field is Kason Zimba. Out at right field and being DH'd for is Braden Schultz. So Garrett Govan on the mound. His battery mate will be Christian Modlin. So Govan has a full slate of pitches. He has pitched in this tournament, but it was only 22 pitches. You get a maximum of 135 for the tournament. However, there is a 95 maximum per day. So he has 95 pitches that he can throw tonight. Here's the starting lineup for the Kindred Vikings. Head coach Nick Eggman, assisted by Mason Almaris tonight in this Babe Ruth regional tournament ball game. Leading off, playing second base, is Evan Olschlager. Batting second, playing at shortstop, is Beckett Westby. Batting third baseman, Cam Kittleson. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, Bristol Swanson. Batting fifth, playing in left field, is Jagger Jordheim. Batting sixth and catching is Jet Johnson. Batting seventh, playing in right field, is Briar Gibbon. Batting eighth, playing at first base, is Everett Anderson. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Anders Huseman. Olschlager, Westby, Kittleson, Swanson, Jordheim, Johnson, Gibbon, Anderson, and Huseman. For Bristol Swanson, he'll be on the mound with his battery mate, Jet Johnson. Bristol has thrown pitches in this tournament, so he has 74 pitches that he can throw today as a maximum, just because he's pitched a number of pitches, and I can't do the math really quick, but he has 74 pitches that he can throw today. So as we're going through the starting lineups, it is a warm day, but it feels good out here. There is a breeze blowing in from left field. Hot, a little bit humid, a little bit of smoke in the air, but it's a great day for some baseball. And the Kindred Vikings hoping to win this game over Valley City, and of course Valley City hoping to do the same.
And there is a Vikings playing. Legion B is over in Jamestown. We'll update you on that as the evening goes on. And the Babe Ruth 14, 15-year-old Fargo League team is playing in Fargo this evening. We'll try and get you updates on that. So Vikings have different teams playing around the region this evening, and we'll keep an eye on those. It looks like the Junior Legion team over in Jamestown looks like they're up 4-2 at the moment, but we'll keep posted on that. Right now we're going to take a break while they do the national anthem, and we'll be back with more District 7 Regional Babe Ruth Tournament.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field for District 7 Babe Ruth Baseball Tournament. And we have Valley City in town playing the Kindred Vikings.
Bristol Swanson on the mound. Again, he has 74 pitches that he can work with. His battery mate, catcher Jet Johnson. Playing over at first base is Everett Anderson. At second base, Evan Olschlager. At third base, Cam Kittleson. Beckett Westby is a shortstop. And in the outfield, from left to right, Jager Jordheim out left. In center field, Anders Huseman and Briar Gibbon gets a start in right field. Unfortunately for the Kindred Vikings, Sawyer Olson in last night's ball game dove for a baseball and hurt his arm, tore some ligaments, and has a fracture in his left arm. So he'll be out. He's unable to play today due to the injury, and our best wishes are with Sawyer Olson and the rest of the team.
I spoke with him earlier this evening. The kids had pictures before the game. We were in town here taking some pictures out behind the evergreens, and he had it in a little sling, but he slipped it off for the pictures. I was a little confused. I'm like, didn't you just have a sling on right before pictures? He slipped it off for his photograph and then put it back on. So he said he was feeling okay, though. So, best wishes to him and hope he heals up fast. But yeah, the kids took some pictures before the game, so it was a lot of fun to get to chat with them, and they're excited for their game today.
Bristol Swanson on the mound. Right-hander throws out of the full windup. He'll face Gray Kozlowski, Eli Praska, and Tegan Cleveguard. And here's the first pitch from Bristol Swanson. Fastball in there for a strike.
5:33 is that first pitch.
91 degrees, heat advisory out there, lasting till 10 p.m. But it feels pretty good with that breeze blowing in. That feels pretty comfortable. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swinging a little grounder over to third base. Cam Kittleson has it. Throws over to first base in time for the out. And a quick out, a 5-3 put out, and there's one down. Eli Praska will step up. Third baseman. Right-handed hitter. Bristol Swanson looks on, gets a sign from his catcher, Jet Johnson. And here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Double ones. Bristol Swanson rocks, fires, throws looks like a breaking ball, popped up on the right side. First baseman Everett Anderson goes over there and drops a ball. It was in fair territory. Looked like he had a beat on it, then got twisted around right at the end, so Praska will reach on the air. So Swanson induced the high pop fly. Kindred Vikings just couldn't record the out, so Valley City trying to take advantage. Runner on first base after the error. Here's the pitch. Fastball swinging a foul tip. Hits off of Jet Johnson, strike one. To Keegan Cleveguard, the left fielder. Head coach TJ Hansen coaching down the third base line, giving out his signs right now. Ross Berg, the first base coach. Here's a throw over to first base, back in plenty of time is Praska. Evan Olschlager went over on that pop-up as well, but it looked like Everett Anderson had a beat on it, then got twisted around, a little bit of wind out there. The ball fell into fair play. Here's a foul ball over the press box, strike two. Amari Ronsberg is on deck.
A young gal got that one, headed for the concession stand to pick up a treat. Those the foul balls get them a little treat at the concession stand.
Outstanding deal. Here's the 0-2. Here's a ground ball on the right side. Olschlager knocks it down, throws to first, records the out. Nice job by Olschlager of recovering and recording the 4-3 putout for the second out of the inning. Praska does move up to second base. It's no consolation to Bristol Swanson, but if Praska comes across the score, or any runs come across the score this inning, they will be unearned, as it could have been a 1-2-3 inning for Bristol Swanson. But as it stands, runner on second base, two down. Amari Ronsberg, the batter, right-handed hitter, takes a big swing and a miss, strike one.
And he's got some pink eye black on this evening. It looks like, I thought he was really rosy cheeks in the heat, but no, that's his eye black.
That's some good eyesight because I can't see that
Yeah,
at all.
well, yeah.
Here's a foul ball.
Color-
Back to the screen.
Colors are not your thing, so I just thought I'd fill you in.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, little pink eye black.
Didn't know there was such a thing.
Oh,
Here
yeah,
we are.
you can get all kinds of colors.
Here's the 0-2. Pitch number 10 for Swanson. Fastball swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So for Valley City, the Kings, they do get a runner aboard on an error, but no runs, no hits. They leave a man aboard. Kindred Vikings coming to bat. We're tied at 0 on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Welcome back to Babe Ruth Baseball here in Kindred. Valley City in town for this District 7 tournament continues.
For the Kindred Vikings, Evan Olschlager, Beckett Westby, and Cam Kittleson due up. Facing the tall right-handed pitcher, number 34, Garrett Govan. He's got a full slate of pitches. He can throw 95 in this ball game. The maximum for one day of pitching. Garrett Govan, his battery mate, Christian Modlin. Over at first base is Amari Ronsberg. At second base is Gray Kozowski. Third base, Eli Praska. And the shortstop, Callan Hansen. Out left field is Tegan Cleveguard. In center field is Kason Zimba and Braden Schultz, man's right field. And Evan Olschlager steps to the plate.
I do have a quick update. The junior post 117 Vikings over in Jamestown, that one's all tied up at 4.
And here's the first pitch from Govan. It's in there for a strike. I didn't announce the umpires. Quinn Irie behind home plate, and Kelly McNary out on the base paths. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Swing and a miss for Evan Olschlager. Bristol Swanson threw 10 pitches in the top of the first inning, all for strikes.
He's on fire this evening.
And that's the first ball of this ball game. The first 2 pitches from Garrett Govan were strikes. Now he throws a ball up high. 1-2 the count. And here's the 1-2. Here's a ground ball chopped over on the left side. Shortstop Hansen throws it high throw, but in time for the out. A 6-3 put out, and Olschlager's down. Beckett Westby will step to the plate, playing at shortstop in this ball game. And Govan rocks and fires, throws out of the full windup, throws up high, ball 1. Bottom of the first inning, just getting going here. Region 7 Babe Ruth tournament for the regionals. Between Valley City, the Kings, and the Kindred Vikings. Winner of this game will play Castleton for game 2 tonight. Pitch is inside, 3 balls and no strikes account to Beckett Westby. And the pitch, check swing, he walked him. Looked like he held the swing. I should say District 7.
And we do want to thank our sponsors too. As always, Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Thank you to them.
First base runner for the Vikings, a 4-pitch walk to Beckett Westby. And that'll bring up Cam Kittleson, left-handed hitter. Pitch is way up high. Looked like they designed that pitch almost like a pitch out, thinking Beckett Westby was going to run. So the catcher, Christian Modlin, stood up. Wasn't a full pitch out, but they were throwing it up high in case Westby runs, and they do the same thing. Beckett does run, and he's safe at second base. The throw is into center field, and Westby's going to reach third base on the error. So he steals second, gets credit for a stolen base of second, and then reaches third base on an error by the catcher. So the Vikings have something brewing with a 2-0 count to Cam Kittleson, runner on third base and only 1 out. Infield is back for the most part, conceding the run for the out. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. Ronsberg is about even with first base. Everybody else is back, so a ground ball past the pitcher should score that first run. And here's a pitch, swing and a foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes account. 2-2 the count. Garrett Govan will throw pitch number 13 here. Off speed, up high. 3-2 the count. Cam Kittleson is a dangerous hitter, so a walk here probably isn't the end of the world. Sets up a double play. First base is open. Here's the 3-2 pitch, laced into right center field. This ball's hit well and over the center fielder Zimba's head. It'll be extra bases for Kittleson. He's rounding second, on his way to third. He's going to be in there with a stand-up triple. A run batted in as Westby comes across the score. It's 1-0 Kindred Vikings. Well, Wendy, I said a walk isn't the end of the world, but they didn't walk him.
Nope.
Give him a fastball, and Kittleson took advantage and laced it to right center field,
indeed
scoring
he
a run.
did.
Bristol Swanson, the batter. The pitcher takes a ball inside, almost hit him. 1-0 lead early on, Kindred Vikings. District 7 regions. Districts, I should say. Whoever wins this will play Castleton as they're undefeated. Ground ball back to the pitcher. They're going to take the out. Govan, I think, might have had a play with Kittleson coming in. He was about halfway between third and home. I thought they might have a play at the plate, but Govan chose to take the out. So it's a 1-3 put out for the second out of the inning. Kittleson scores. It's a run batted in for Bristol Swanson. Here's a foul ball by Jagger Jortheim, the left fielder. left-handed hitter. So an early 2-0 lead, a lot of baseball left. And here's a set by Govan, and the pitch, swinging a ground ball, chopped on the right side. Kozlowski bounces over his head. So Jordheim's going to try to take advantage. Here's a throw to second. He's in there. We're going to give him a hit. Yep. I looked down thinking it was going to be a ground ball. And then it popped into the air as I saw it. So it's going to be a bad hop hit. No error on the second baseman, Kozlowski. Just took a weird hop, and talk about Jagger Jordheim hustling down the line. He hustled that into a double. So the second extra base hit of the inning for the Vikings. Jet Johnson, the batter. He can hit an extra base hit. He's got some pop. Take strike one. And here's the 20th pitch from Govan. There's a ground ball out to the shortstop, Hansen. He's got it. Sure-handed shortstop throws it over to first base in time for the out. A 6-3 put out, but the Vikings do some damage. They come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. Leave a man aboard at the end of 1. Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 2-0 on yourliveevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Castleton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Castleton Parks and Recreation, go online to castletonparks.com. That's castletonparks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where we have District 7 Babe Ruth tournament going on, and Valley City and Kindred are going at it in this one.
For the Valley City Kings, they'll have the 5, 6, and 7 batters. Beck Dietrich, Garrett Govan, and Callan Hansen to bat. Against Bristol Swanson, swing and a miss, strike one to Beck Dietrich, the designated hitter. Right-handed hitter, he's got a pretty open stance. And here's the 0-1. Fastball outside. That's the first ball thrown by Bristol Swanson on his 12th pitch. First 11 pitches he threw were all for strikes. Here's a 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss.
Yeah, we'll take a moment to do the usual invite. There's a lot of baseball going on this evening. If you can make it out to the park, it is worth your trip out here. Lots at the concession stand for supper. If you need an idea for supper, I got one. You can have a great cheeseburger, some ice cream, dessert. Check out all the flowers. They're in full bloom. We're very excited here about the flowers. Counting the days till they bloom. And the sweet peas are producing. If you haven't noticed, come find them. Do a little scavenger hunt.
Beck Dietrich swung and missed, so 2 strikeouts in a row for Bristol Swanson. Now he throws in strike one to Garrett Govan. His opposing pitcher, right-handed hitter, tall stance. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball, foul. Strike 2. Swanson quickly ahead on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. And here's the set by Swanson. Rocks, fires, breaking ball, or an off-speed pitch of some sort down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Callan Hansen is on deck. And here's the 1-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. He got him. 3 strikeouts in a row for Bristol Swanson. Top of the second inning, Valley City Kings batting.
Our Legion A was out in Valley City last night for their last game, regular season game. Didn't turn out quite the way they wanted, but was a nice fun time. 2 birthdays on that team got celebrated, Jack and Gabe. So it was nice to see those boys finish up their regular season.
Callan Hansen takes a strike, and he fouls off the next one. He's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 20 pitches thrown by Bristol Swanson. And he's thrown 1 for a ball. That's what we call a very good strike percentage. Here's the 0-2 off speed, misses inside. Now he threw ball number 2 on the night, still a very good percentage. And Swanson looks on, rocks, fires, fastball, swing, and a foul tip. Callan Hansen stays alive. Again, Swanson has thrown already in this tournament, so he only has 74 pitches to work with today. And here's the 1-2 off speed. There's a ground ball on the left side. Beckett Westby charges, and he can't come up with it. And Hansen is going to reach on the second error by the Vikings. So the 2 base runners that have reached for Valley City have been on errors. This is a 2-out error. Brings up the catcher, Christian Modlin. Where's number 22? Looks like a right-handed hitter. Will step to the plate, getting a sign from his head coach, TJ Hansen. TJ Hansen seemed like he was a little frustrated. I'm not sure who with, if his base runner didn't catch the sign or what was going on. So we'll see what we get. There's a fastball up and in, ball 1. Kason Zimba is on deck. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Valley City. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Kindred Vikings. Top of the second inning. Runner on first, 2 out, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch, way up high. 2 balls and no strikes.
You're right, 11. Here we go.
Anybody looking for an update? The Babe Ruth Fargo League team in the top of the second, they are trailing 0-4.
Here's the 2-0 set by Swanson. Fastball down low. 3-0 the count. And here's the 3-0 set. And here's a pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. And here's a pitch from Swanson, way down low, and it's going to skip by the catcher, but it's a walk. So Hansen will just reach second base, and Modlin reaches first base on the first walk issued by Bristol Swanson. We're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher. Find out who that is. I can't see his number, but I heard 33 from somebody. Nope, it's number 9.
Number 9.
Camden Larson will be the courtesy runner. Again, you can courtesy run for the catcher and the pitcher. And now that'll bring up Kason Zimba, the center fielder. And here's a pitch down low, ball 1. Zimba has his hands almost down to his waistline as Bristol Swanson goes into his motion, but then as he goes into his motion, he brings his hands back up to his shoulder area. Takes ball 2. 2-0 the count. And here's a 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, grounded on the right side. Everett Anderson fields it, flips to his pitcher in time for the out, and Bristol Swanson covers first base nicely, and it's a 3-1 putout. Third out of the inning is recorded. For Valley City, the Kings in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits. There was an error. 2 runners left aboard, and Going into the bottom of the second inning, Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 2-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field. Here we've got District 7 Babe Ruth baseball going on this evening.
Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 2-0. Kindred Vikings scored their runs, of course, in the bottom of the first inning. An RBI triple by Cam Kittleson and an RBI ground out by Bristol Swanson. And they have that 2-0 lead. Garrett Govan takes a mound again for Valley City. And batting for the Kindred Vikings will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Right fielder Briar Gibbon, followed by Everett Anderson and Anders Huseman. Garrett Govan on the mound. For Valley City, here's a pitch, swinging a ground ball foul up the third baseline. Strike one. Govan threw 20 pitches in that first inning. Here's the 0-1, off speed, swing and a miss by Briar Gibbon. Strike two. Briar getting the start out in right field. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good eye by Briar Gibbon. And here's the 1-2. Swinging a high pop fly. This is likely in foul territory. And Govan and his catcher, Christian Modlin, almost wrecked into each other, but neither one of them caught the pop-up. So Gibbon will get new life. Should have been an out recorded by Valley City by somebody. I don't know if either one of them called it. I have this headset on, so I'm not sure if I heard anything, but here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball on the right side. Second baseman Kozowski has it, throws over to first base in time for the out. Nice job by Briar Gibbon of hustling down the line, but it's a 4-3 put out. And Gibbon is 0 for 1, and that'll bring up Everett Anderson, the first baseman. One down, bottom of the second inning. Now we're going to have a coach's visit out to the mound. I'm not sure what this is about, but it's early goings of this one. I think the second baseman, not really sure what's going on. I don't know if he hurt himself on that last play or what, but he made the play, got the out, but he's going to come out of the ball game. Don't want to speculate on injuries or any reasons for him coming out of the ball game, but he's going to exit the game. Gray Kozowski will exit the ball game, and in his place will be Brecken Thornton, number 33. He'll come in to play second base. Now he can re-enter. Kozowski can re-enter the ball game. If he's just not feeling good, there's a lot of possibilities, an injury, heat, any number of things. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. And here's a pitch from Govan. Inside to the batter, Everett Anderson. And here's a pitch, swinging a ground ball on the right side. Rosberg has a weird hop. It caught the seam. Not that there's much of a seam here or a lip or anything like that, but it did catch the seam between the grass and the dirt. Took a weird hop, but Rosberg, very quick reflexes, got his glove down and made the play over to first base for the second out. 3 in a row set down by Govan. Sitting next to the groundskeepers here, so I can't talk about a lip or anything else. A bunt attempt by Anders Huseman. He offered at it, strike one. So there is a seam between the grass and the dirt.
Yeah,
no
they
lip.
do. They work hard and do a beautiful job at keeping this field in pristine condition.
A lot of baseball the last couple of weekends here as well.
Oh, boy.
We had the Essentia American Legion baseball tournament here last weekend, and now the Babe Ruth tournament. Swing and a miss by Huseman. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Anders Huseman, center fielder. Coach Nick Eggman coaching at third base, assisted by Mason Almaris coaching first base. 1-2 the count. Here's a set by Govan and the pitch. Off speed, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. First strikeout for Govan. And he's got a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the second. 4 set down in a row by Govan. We head to the top of the third inning. Kindred Vikings lead at 2-0 on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where Valley City is in town playing the Kindred Vikings here during this District 7 Babe Ruth tournament.
For the Valley City Kings, back to the top of the order. It'll be Brecken Thornton. He came in as a defensive replacement in the bottom half of the second inning. So he's getting his first plate appearance, swings and fouls one back to the screen. He came in to replace Gray Kozowski. Kozowski was 0 for 1 with a ground out. Brecken Thornton will be the batter. No word yet on Kozowski as to what the reason was for exiting the game. Here's a high pop fly. Left side of the infield. Beckett Westby comes over, called for it, and drops it. And Thornton will reach on the air. 3 errors on the Kindred Vikings. So the leadoff runner is aboard, leadoff hitter. Brecken Thornton pops out to short, but reaches on the air, and that'll bring up Eli Praska. He reached on an air by the first baseman his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Game Changer has that as a hit. We called it an error. Here's a bunt, and here's the throw over to first base in time for the out. Nice job by Bristol Swanson getting off the mound and recording the out. So Praska bunts the runner over, so a sac bunt. 1-3 put out, first out of the inning. Thornton moves up to second base. And that'll bring up Tegan Cleveguard, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second. In the first inning, he'll take strike one. 35 pitches thrown by Bristol Swanson. And here's the pitch. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to the right-handed hitting Tegan Cleveguard. Stands about even with the plate. More towards the front of the batter's box. Here's a high fly ball into center field. Anders Huseman drifts back a few steps and makes a catch, and it's a fly out for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Amari Ronsberg. He struck out swinging to end the first inning. In that first inning, Bristol Swanson threw 10 pitches, all for strikes. Now he's up to 37 pitches, and the pitch. Fastball up high.
Quick update from the Babe Ruth team playing in Fargo, the Fargo League. They just went up 5-4 in the top of the second.
Swanson has now thrown 38 pitches, 27 for strikes. And here's the 1-0. Fastball down low and outside. Ball 2. Beck Dietrich is on deck. Should Ronsberg get aboard? Valley City trying to scratch out a run. Have a runner on second base with 2 down. And here's a 2-0 set by Swanson, and the pitch, fastball, swinging a line drive into right field. This could be trouble. It is, and it's down for a hit over the head of Briar Gibbon, and Ronsberg was going to trot into second base with a stand-up RBI double, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Kindred Vikings on top, but a big double opposite field for Amari Ronsberg. Scores Brecken Thornton. Now, it is an unearned run, but again, no consolation for Swanson. He wants to minimize the damage here and keep working. Here's the pitch. Fastball, it hit him. Beck Dietrich, the batter, first pitch, gets hit with the ball. And runners at first and second with 2 outs.
And here comes Coach Eggman out to say a few words to his infielders.
Yeah, he wants to have a little chat, and sometimes when things go bad, there's an error, there's an RBI double, then you hit the next batter. You just want to come out and talk to your pitcher, just say, hey, everything's all right. We still got a 2-1 lead. Minimize the damage, work through it. You're all right. Those are the kind of things that we're talking about here. There are 2 outs with runners at first and second.
We can take this moment to do a quick check-in. Junior Legion over in Jamestown, they are still down 4-8, and that is the bottom of the 4th. So they're still working on that one. And the Babe Ruth Fargo team playing a Moorhead team. Kindred Vikings up 5-4 in the middle of the second. Keep checking in on those for you.
It'll be Garrett Govan, the batter for Valley City. Chance to tie this ball game up. He struck out his first time up. That was back in the second inning. And here's a set by Swanson. And the pitch. Off speed, down low and outside, ball 1. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning. Valley City with a run. Here in the top of that 3rd, Kindred Vikings clinging to a 2-1 lead. And the 1-0 pitch, fastball swinging a line drive into right field. That's down for a hit. Nice job by Briar Gibbon. He charges, throws it to second base, but backed up nicely by the 3rd baseman, Cam Kittleson. So an opposite field base hit for Garrett Govan, loads the bases. It was hard hit. Ronsberg didn't have really any chance to score. Briar Gibbon was playing somewhat shallow and right and charged it nicely. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Callan Hansen. He popped up to short his first time, or grounded out to short his first time up and reached out an error. He's 0 for 1 officially, swinging a high pop fly down the left field line. This could be trouble. Jager Jordheim in foul territory, ran it down, and the Kindred Vikings escape a lot of trouble with the bases loaded and 2 outs. But Jager Jordheim hustles over, makes a catch in foul territory. And for the Kings in the top of the 3rd inning, they score 1 run, and the Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 2-1. The Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning on yourliveevent.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field for the District 7 Babe Ruth Tournament going on. Valley City here in town. Take a quick second while they're getting ready here to talk about the fundraiser that Kindred Youth Baseball has going on right now. The football booklets are going out. As we speak, they're getting handed out, so the players take those home. Any families get anywhere from 3 to 5, depending on how many players they have in the program. And if each family does their books, this fundraiser has a potential for $10,000 for the program to help out the Kindred Youth Baseball program here in Kindred. That money goes right back into the program, and last year a lot of that went to help on the back diamonds, to spruce those up for the little squirts and peewees and rookies playing out there. Cutest little things you ever did see. So if you want to help the program and you have a player, that's one way to do it. And if you don't have a player playing, you can still help out Kindred Youth Baseball. And we thank you to everybody who supports that.
Evan Olschlager, the batter, he's got an 0-2 count, swinging a foul. Yeah, it was kind of fun. We added some new grass, new sod last year to the Little League fields and put a sprinkler system in there.
Yep.
Put some agri-lime down on the infields.
Yeah, if you want to follow along on any of those happenings that happen on Kindred Youth Baseball, you can find them on the Facebook platform, on that social media platform. We try and update what's going on around the fields.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Evan Olschlager, and he wraps a base hit into left field. 3 hits now for the Vikings, and the Vikings have their leadoff hitter aboard in Evan Olschlager. Beckett Westby steps to the plate. He walked in the first inning, stole a base, reached third on an error, and scored on an RBI triple by Cam Kittleson. Here's a pitch, runner goes, and there's a bunt, and it's a pretty decent one. Govan's going to field it, throw him out at first base, so a sacrifice bunt for Beckett Westby. Olschlager does move up to second base. Fortunately for the Vikings, Beckett Westby got that bunt down. It was kind of popped up just a little bit, but landed on the grass. Olschlager was running on the pitch. Had that ball been caught, it would have been an easy double play over at first base. But as it stands, Olschlager gains second base on the sacrifice bunt. Nice job of Govan of fielding his position and throwing out the runner. Cam Kittleson, the batter, roped an RBI triple into right center field his first time up. Later came around to score. And the pitch is up. 2 balls and no strikes account to the left-handed hitter, Cam Kittleson.
We'll let people know some other ways to donate to Kindred Youth Baseball, too. In case you don't know, there is a back wall behind the stadium where you can get your name, your business name, or a loved one's name on the memory wall as well. So lots of options. You can be a piece of the park or share it with a loved one, get their name up there as well, which quite a few people have done, but come out to the park and look behind the grandstand.
And this 2-1 pitch hits Cam Kittleson. That'll put runners at first and second base with one out, and that'll bring up Bristol Swanson. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up, but a run scored. Cam Kittleson came across to score. At the time, made it 2-0, so a run batted in for Bristol Swanson, looking to drive in more runs here. Leads it by a score of 2-1, bottom of 3. Kindred Vikings batting, and off-speed pitch misses upstairs. 1-0 the count. It's 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for Valley City. 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for the Kindred Vikings. Bottom of 3. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Wind still blowing in from left field. Kind of cooling things down a little bit. Feels like it anyway. Still 91 degrees, but great day for baseball. 1-1 the count. As Govan stepped off and looked back the runner at second base and Evan Olschlager. Here's a 1-1 set. Olschlager goes. Here's a ground ball foul. Olschlager had a great jump. He had third base stolen pretty easily. But a foul ball makes it count go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Can't blame Bristol Swanson for taking a hack at all. You don't want to fall behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. By taking a pitch. Here's a pitch. This one's up outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jager Joydheim is on deck. Garrett Govan with the pitch, swinging a high pop fly into foul territory. Modlin looks back, and he makes a catch. Nice job by the catcher. Christian Modlin looked up, got the mask off.
Yeah, I tried to tip it out there for people to see. I never quite know. A little risky to tip the camera out there outside the window, but I got a good grip with one hand, and we hope you could see a little bit of that one.
Yeah, it's not my camera, so I'm not as daring as you are.
I'm being pretty careful.
Here's Jager Joydheim, hit a bounding ground ball over to second base his first time up, and it took a wicked hop into right center field, and Jager Joydheim legged it into a double. So 1 for 1 with a hustling double. Has runners at first and second and an 0-1 count. Here's a pitch, popped up. Foul territory, third baseman. Praska comes over and makes a catch. So 2 foul outs for the Vikings in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runs, there was a hit, 2 runners left aboard at the end of 3. 2-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field for District 7 Babe Ruth Baseball Tournament going on, Valley City in town. And we want to thank our sponsors. Continue the thanks going out to HTC. Connection of the game will be brought to you by them. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone, it's how to connect. Find halsteadtel.com.
Bristol Swanson on the mound again for the Kindred Vikings. For the top of the 4th inning, Valley City, the Kings, will send their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. It'll be Christian Modlin, Kason Zimba, and Brecken Thornton. 2-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Kindred Vikings got their 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Valley City scratched a run across in the 3rd. And that's where the score stands. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Valley City Kings. Kindred Vikings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors. And Bristol Swanson throws pitch number 45. It's outside. I'm mistaken. Called for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. Christian Maudlin, the batter, he walked his first time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball swing and a caught. The home plate umpire right square in the mask. You know, sometimes you get the glancing blows that'll skip off the mask. This one didn't skip. This one hit him square.
He's smiling. He's smiling. So giving the other umpires a thumbs up and a smile and throwing it back on. But yeah, that could scare you a little bit too. You just don't quite know how it's going to come off.
Count goes 0-2 to Christian Maudlin. Here's a swing and a foul. The home plate umpire again is Quinn Irie. Out on the base pass, Kelly McNary. Kelly McNary, a long-time umpire. Back when I played Legion baseball, he was an umpire back then. Here's a pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's a 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And Maudlin goes down on strikes. And that'll bring up Kaysen Zimba. Zimba is spelled Z-I-E-M-B-A. Kaysen is K-A-Y-S-O-N. So Kaysen Zimba, where's number 0? And the pitch outside.
Yeah, those baseballs coming in to get hit by pitch. Sometimes there's a few of the Legion A players that have gotten hit by pitches, and they show me those bruises on their shoulders or their ribs, and they're just now starting to fade. And like some of them got hit weeks ago. They're still a little bruised and purple. So, yeah, that ball coming at you do some damage. I don't know that I would be that brave. Some of these boys throwing so hard and just catches them just right. But yeah, they heal fast. I know, but still a little bruised and beat up by the end of the season.
Here's a 2-0 pitch, fastball up and in. 3 balls and no strikes. The count to Kaysen Zimba. Zimba grounded out his first time up. Takes a pitch outside and he draws a walk. So a 1-out walk issued by Swanson. Swanson has walked 2 batters and hit a batter. That'll bring up Brecken Thornton. He reached on an error in the 3rd inning, but scored the lone Valley City run on an RBI double by Amari Ronsberg. Here's a pitch, up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. 54 pitches thrown by Swanson. Remember, he has only the 74 pitches that he can throw in this tournament, as he pitched earlier in the tournament. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Bunted out in front of the mound. Swanson fields it, fires over to first base in time for the out. Nice sacrifice bunt for Brecken Thornton. So it's a 1-3 putout. Interesting call there. Now you got a runner on second base in scoring position, the potential tying run. However, there's 2 outs. So a sacrifice bunt with the 1 out makes it 2 outs, and that'll bring up Eli Praska. He reached on an error and had a nice sacrifice bunt of his own. So 0 for 1 officially, not charged with an at-bat. Pitch misses, 1-0 the count to the right-handed hitter Eli Praska. And here's a 1-0 pitch, off speed, fouled away, strike 1. So 2 outs, top of the 4th inning, 2-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Runner on second. Kaysen Zimba, the base runner, the hitter, Eli Praska. Here's a 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. And here's a set by Swanson. He rocks, fires, off speed, misses down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Number 11, Bristol Swanson. Rocks, fires, fastball. Called strike 3, but the ball skips past the catcher. He's going to have to throw it down to first base in time for the out. Nice job of recovering for Jet Johnson. He throws him out at first base, so it's a 2-3 putout on the strikeout. 4 strikeouts now for Bristol Swanson. Actually make that 5 strikeouts. And at the end of 3.5, Kindred Vikings lead it 2-1. Kindred Vikings batting in the bottom of the 4th inning, coming up on yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field for District 7 Babe Ruth Baseball Tournament this evening.
Kindred Vikings will have Jet Johnson, Briar Gibbon, and Everett Anderson, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. For the Vikings, facing the tall right-handed pitcher, number 34, Garrett Govan. Valley City with 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Kindred Vikings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors. And Jet Johnson will lead it off in the bottom of the 4th. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first time up. That ended the first inning. And here's the set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. Strike 1. And here's the 0-1 set. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Govan up on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. This will be pitch number 52 for him. Here's a pitch, swing and a ground ball on the left side. Hanson, the shortstop, has it, fires to first. It's not in time. How about Jet Johnson legging out a base hit? Hanson played it well. He looked like he got rid of it in a hurry. It wasn't a strong throw over to first, but it was accurate. But Jet Johnson.
Yeah, he was just moving.
Jet Johnson just did a nice job of getting the hustling infield single for the 4th hit for the Vikings and the leadoff hitter aboard. And that'll bring up Briar Gibbon. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second. His first time up. Big wide open stance for Briar.
they're still going to try and get him.
Yeah. No courtesy runner at this point for the catcher. Here's a set by Govan, and the pitch. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down to second base, not in time. Jet Johnson showing some wheels, steals a base. The pitch was a strike to Gibbon. You were talking earlier, Wendy, you took some pictures of the team, and
I did.
You were talking to Briar Gibbon a little bit.
Yep, and he does play football in the fall, and so I know that the boys do their speed and strength camp in the morning, some mornings, and some lifting, and Briar looks like he's doing some lifting, and I said, are you doing your morning lifts? He's like, nope, and then he kind of paused, and he goes, I'm doing afternoon lifts. I said, well, it shows. It shows. He's looks like he's staying healthy and doing his workouts and getting ready for fall football.
Here's a little ground ball out in front of the mound. The pitcher does a nice job. How about Govan popping off the mound? He got rid of that ball in a hurry, did Garrett Govan, and he records the out at first. It won't be a sacrifice bunt for Gibbon, but it works as effective as a sacrifice bunt. A little ground ball out in front of the mound. Again, Garrett Govan, the pitcher, gets off the mound in a hurry and throws him out at first base. So it's a 1-3 put out, first out of the inning, recorded. So Everett Anderson will be the batter. He grounded out to first his first time up. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. The infield is in, trying to cut off the run at the plate in this one-run ball game. 2-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings, bottom of 4. So the infield is in. Everett Anderson trying to bring across that third run. Here's a pitch from Govan, way up high. 1-1 strike. So Valley City hoping for a sharp ground ball right back at one of the infielders. Either hold the runner at third or throw him out at the plate. And Everett Anderson trying to get it by him. Takes strike 2, 1-2 strikes. What you don't want here is a strikeout for Everett Anderson. He's trying to put the ball in play. Your batting average tends to increase when the infield is playing in. Better chance of shooting it through a hole. Ooh, it almost hit him in the head.
Oh, my goodness.
It did hit him.
Yeah, it skipped off his helmet, I do believe, and the umpire's checking in on him.
No, it hit his bat.
Oh.
He got out of the way. It was up and in. He got out of the way. It hit something. We knew that.
Yeah, I knew it changed direction, but boy, quick reflexes.
Bigger picture, Everett Anderson is okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And here's a 1-2 pitch again. Called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. 2 down. And that'll bring up Anders Huseman. So it's up to Anders to try to drive in that cushion run. Runner on third base is the courtesy runner, Oliver Stroh. Forgot to mention that he came into the ball game. So Oliver Stroh, the courtesy runner for the catcher, on at third base. Here's a pitch from Govan. And the pitch, swing and a miss by Anders Huseman, strike 1. A leadoff single for Jet Johnson. He steals second base, gets courtesy ran for by Oliver Stroh. A ground out by Gibbon puts Stroh on third base. Then a strikeout by Everett Anderson. Here's a pitch, high, pop fly. Into foul territory, that'll get out of play. Strike 2. That was fairly close to that garbage can down there, but not as close as Fisher Johnson last year in the
I've only seen that happen one time. One time that happened, and it was pretty fun to watch Fisher slam dunk it right into the third base trash can over there by the tent.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2 strikes. Govan gives up the leadoff single. Although it was just an infield single, but trying to work through it. He's 1 strike away from doing that. Here's a pitch, swinging a ground ball up the third base line. Praska throws low, and it's going to skip away. And Anders Huseman wanted to get to second base, but he'll settle with first. It's going to be an error on the third baseman, Praska. So no RBI for Huseman, but I'm sure he doesn't care because that third run came across the score for Oliver Stroh. He comes across the score to make it a 3-1 ball game, and he reaches first base, does Anders Huseman.
Yeah, Anders thought about hitting second, but then he just kind of slid in the dirt a little bit too and lost his footing slightly. So kind of changed his mind to stick it home. The umpire asked him if he's okay, and yep, he says he is.
Anders has some good speed, so he might try to swipe second base. Back to the top of the order for the Vikings, Evan Olschlager, the batter. He's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single. The runner does go, and there's a pop-up into shallow left field. Bad read for Cleveguard, but he makes up for it and chases it down. Nice job by Tegan Cleveguard, the left fielder. Runs that fly ball down. That could have been another run for the Kindred Vikings. But the Vikings do come up with a run. It's an unearned run against Govan. Vikings do come up with a hit. There was an error. 1 runner left aboard. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 3-1 on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where we are in the middle of Valley City versus Kindred in this District 7 Babe Ruth tournament. Take a second to thank our sponsors, Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. And we thank them for their sponsorship of Babe Ruth Baseball.
First pitch swinging is Tegan Cleveguard. He laces one down the left field line. It's going to drift foul. When you hit it towards the lines, when you hit it sharply, it will drift towards the line. So that one's sliced foul. The wind probably had something to do with that as well. So Tegan Cleveguard, first pitch swinging, drills a fly ball down the left field line. That could have been extra bases. So strike one. Tegan Cleveguard is 0 for 2. He grounded out and flew out. Here's the pitch from Swanson, swing and a miss. This will be pitch number 63 for Bristol Swanson, working in the top of the fifth inning. 3-1 lead for the Vikings. Swing and a miss. Looked like a breaking ball, and Cleveguard goes down on strikes. Out number one, top of the fifth inning, 6 strikeouts for Bristol Swanson.
Quick update on the Babe Ruth Fargo team playing over near Starion Field and those Tharrelson Fields tonight against a Moorhead team. They are currently up 9-6. And the Junior Legion over in Jamestown, they are trailing by 2 at the moment.
Amari Ronsberg, the batter for Valley City, struck out to end the first, but then in the third inning came up and roped an RBI double down the right field line for the lone run for Valley City. So he's 1 for 2, swinging a ground ball on the left side. Tough hop for Cam Kittleson, but I think it's going to scoot into left field for an error. Now Ronsberg thought about second base as it skipped by Jordheim. I believe that's an error. Yeah, it'll be an E5. It was kind of an in-between hop for Kittleson, but I think if you ask Cam Kittleson, is that a play that he should have made, he'll tell you, yeah. It's an error for Ronsberg getting aboard with 1 out, and Beck Dietrich, the batter. 4 errors now on the Vikings. Here's a little pop-up in the center field that's going to fall in there for a base hit for the batter, Beck Dietrich. His first hit of the ball game. Puts runners at first and second base with 1 out. And that'll bring up Garrett Govan, the pitcher. He struck out and singled. So he's 1 for 2. And here's a set by Swanson, and the pitch. Fastball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the set. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Remember, Swanson has thrown 68 pitches now. He can throw up to 74. And here's a 2-0 in there for a strike. Does have an out. Runners at first and second base, top of the fifth inning. 3-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Valley City in town, playing for the right to play Castleton. Here's a pitch down low. Three and 1 the count to Garrett Govan. Tall right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch, swing and a ground ball foul. Count rolls along. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vikings got 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the fourth. Valley City got their run in that third inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And out number 2 is recorded. 7 strikeouts for Swanson. 72 pitches thrown now by Swanson. Now remember, if he gets to 74 in the middle of an at-bat, he can continue and finish that at-bat, but no more after that. Here's a pitch, fastball up. So this will be the last batter for Swanson. He's facing Callan Hansen. Hansen reached on an error by the shortstop in the second, flew out to end the third inning. Here's the pitch, inside, it gets by him. So it looks like a wild pitch as Amari Ronsberg reaches third base and Dietrich up to second. 2-0 the count. Big at-bat for Callan Hansen as Swanson has reached his pitch limit. Here's the pitch, swinging a high pop fly into foul territory. Jet Johnson runs over and he can't make the catch. Didn't take off his mask. Kittleson gave it a run. Swanson trotted over there, but it falls into foul territory. It's a 2-1 count to Callan Hansen. It's a big spot here. Hansen, a base hit to the outfield, might score a couple of runs and tie this game up. Here's a 2-1 set. Here's the pitch, swinging a high fly ball into center field. Anders Huseman comes over, makes a catch, and he records the out. And for the Vikings, they escape some real damage as runners at second and third with 2 outs, but a fly out by Hansen ends the 5th inning, so that'll do it for Bristol Swanson. He goes 5 innings, allows a 1 unearned run, allows 3 hits, strikes out 7 in his start tonight. So the Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 3-1 lead on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field. We have Babe Ruth baseball going on, District 7 tournament going on. Valley City is in town playing your Kindred Vikings.
What a job by Bristol Swanson. He leaves the game after throwing 5 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Walks 2, strikes out 7. So there is action in the Kindred Vikings bullpen. We're not 100% sure who that is. Looks like number one, Anders Huseman, warming up to come on to pitch. He'll pitch in the top of the 6th inning. For now, Kindred Vikings send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to bat. It'll be Beckett Westby, Cam Kittleson, and Bristol Swanson. Beckett Westby, the batter, fouls the first pitch off for a strike. Garrett Govan on the mound for Valley City, throwing a nice ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball into left field. Cleveguard is over, the center fielder is over and makes a nice running catch. Hey, how about Kason Zimba out in center field? Looked like that ball was going to fall in there.
That's good.
Long run for the left fielder, Cleveguard, but out of nowhere, Zimba, the center fielder, comes over, makes a, we'll call it a half diving catch, but he kept the ball in front of him and made the catch.
A diving catch. Good for him. That was nice.
First out is recorded of the 5th inning. Here's a ground ball by Cam Kittleson right to the first baseman, Romsberg. He'll step on the bag, and very quickly, 2 down. And that'll bring up Bristol Swanson. He's 0 for 1 with a run batted in. He grounded out in the 1st inning. That scored Cam Kittleson. Then he fouled out to the catcher, so he's 0 for 2 officially with a run batted in. Bats with 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-1 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Here's a pitch from Govan in there for a strike. For Govan, he's now throwing, his next pitch will be 70 pitches. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Valley City. 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for the Vikings. Ground ball to short. Hansen has it, and a wild throw, and it's going to get into the dugout, and so therefore Swanson will reach second base. It'll just be 1 error. It'll be E6, and he'll reach second base on that same error, so not 2 errors. I think a good throw would have had Swanson. So Hansen bobbled it, then tried to recover it, and you can tell he never really had the ball in his right hand, and he tried to make the throw, but it just sailed and went into the dugout. So the Vikings pick up a break, and they have a runner in scoring position with Jagger Jordheim, the batter. He doubled in the first and popped out in the third, trying to add to the lead. Runner on second base, 2 down. Here's a pitch up high. Count rolls along at 1 ball and 1 strike. 72 pitches thrown by Govan. And the righty looks at second base, rocks, fires, swinging a high pop fly. On the right side, Kozowski, the second baseman, I should say that's Thornton. Brecken Thornton came in to play second base. He makes a catch. And for the Vikings, no runs in the 5th inning. They do come up with a base runner, but it was on an error by Valley City, and they strand 1 runner aboard. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Kindred Vikings lead it by a score of 3-1. Anders Huseman will take the mound for the Vikings on YourLiveEvent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field. We've got Babe Ruth baseball going on this evening.
For the Kindred Vikings, as promised, some defensive changes. Anders Huseman will come in from center field, and he'll take the mound after Bristol Swanson through 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, no earned, walked 2, struck out 7 batters. And he reaches pitch count limit, so Anders Huseman will come on to pitch. Moving from third base to second base is Cam Kittleson. Bristol Swanson goes from the mound out to shortstop. Beckett Westby moves from shortstop to third. And out in center field is Evan Olschlager. He was playing second base. First pitch from Huseman misses for a ball. He's facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Christian Modlin, Kason Zimba, and Brecken Thornton. Here's a foul ball towards Golf Cart Row. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Our Legion A players got that one. Fisher's going got it and headed to the concession stand in a hurry.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just missed. 2 balls and a strike to Christian Modlin. He walked in the second, struck out to start the 4th inning. Here's a pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Huseman looks on, gets a sign, rocks, and throws a fastball, swing and a miss for Modlin, and he goes down on strikes. For the first out of the top of the 6th inning, that'll bring up Kason Zimba. Zimba had that nice catch in the bottom of the 5th off the bat of Beckett Westby. Zimba is 0 for 1. He grounded out to first and walked. 0-1 the count. I'm sorry, 1-0 the count. Here's a pitch way up high. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors for Valley City. For Kindred, 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. This pitch is in there for a strike. Kason Zimba. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, and the pitch missed for a ball. Yeah, I believe, I don't think he went, so I don't think McNary. Yep, the pitch misses for a ball, so it's a walk to Kason Zimba. So no swing on that pitch a pitch ago. So Zimba draws a walk with 1 out. Second time that Zimba has walked today. And back to the top of the order, Brecken Thornton, the batter. He came in as a defensive replacement, so when he batted in the 3rd inning, he reached out an error, scored a run, and laid down a sacrifice bunt. He swings and fouls one away. Strike 1. Anders Huseman on to pitch. The right-hander throwing out of the stretch, runner on board. And here's the 0-1 set. Huseman is going to elect to throw it up the first base line to try to pick off Zimba. Instead, he throws it up the line, and Zimba's going to slide into second. Now he's thinking about third, and he'll be settling at second base on an error. It's a throwing error on Huseman, so E1. 5 errors now for the Kindred Vikings. Here's the 0-1 set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. In the infield, Huseman comes on and makes a catch, and a big out for the Kindred Vikings as Brecken Thornton pops out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Eli Praska. Praska is 0 for 2. He reached on an error by the first baseman, laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd, and struck out in the 4th. So 0 for 2. Swing and a miss by Praska with Tegan Cleveguard due up next. Here's a set by Huseman. Timeout is called, and they're going to warn Huseman that it was almost a quick pitch, like he was set too early. Rule is you got to let the batter step in the box before you set to pitch. So Huseman takes his time, throws the next pitch, up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Top of the 6th inning, Valley City threatening with a runner on second base. 2 outs though. Here's a pitch. It's going to skip away from Jet Johnson, and Zimba is going to reach 3rd on the wild pitch.
Just a quick update on the Babe Ruth 14-15 Vikings playing in Fargo tonight. That Fargo League, bottom of the 4th, they are up 10-7.
Here's the set by Huseman, and the pitch, fastball. Nice block by Jet Johnson. Saved a run for the time being. It's a 3-1 count.
Work hard there, Jet. Come on, 1.
And it looks like Junior Legion, that game wrapped up. The Junior B Vikings trail that one in the final 7-10.
This pitch misses to Praska, and Praska draws a walk. Runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Tegan Cleveguard will step to the plate. He's 0 for 3, grounded out, flew out, and struck out. Dangerous hitter, bats in the 3-hole. Runners at 1st and 3rd. And here's a set by Huseman. Runner goes, pitches up, throw down to second base, goes through, and they almost caught him stealing. Cam Kittleson did a nice job of coming in and faking like he was going to cut it off. The throw went through, skipped to Bristol Swanson, but unable to get the base stealer, Eli Praska. He steals second base. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now with 2 outs and a 1-0 count to the batter, Cleveguard. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. So special shout out to Josh Almaris and his family. It sounds like he's got a reunion or a gathering of some sort. So welcome to the Almaris family. They're in Kindred. Here's a swing and a miss. A big wedding is what I'm told by Paul Quisling. Here's a 1-2 set by Huseman, and the pitch. Fastball misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes account. Huseman has thrown 21 pitches in this inning. Tegan Cleveguard, the batter. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3, and Cleveguard let it go by. Gets caught window shopping. That records the 3rd out of the top of the 6th inning for Valley City. No runs. There were no hits. 2 runners left aboard for Valley City. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kindred Vikings lead this one by a score of 3-1 on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Castleton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Castleton Parks and Recreation, go online to castletonparks.com. That's castletonparks.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Babe Ruth Baseball.
Batters 6, 7, and 8 for the Kindred Vikings. Jet Johnson, the 7th batter, rips a ground ball up to the shortstop. Hansen has it, throws low, and it skips by the first baseman, Ronsberg. And another error in this ball game. This one on the shortstop, Hansen. Again, one error. Johnson does reach second base on that same error. 4 errors for Valley City. Kindred Vikings have 5. So big run on at second base. First base and third base are going to play in, expecting the bunt out of Briar Gibbon. Here's the set. Here's the pitch. He does not show bunt. Takes a strike. Briar Gibbon, the batter. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out twice. Vikings would take a ground out to the right side to move the runner, Jet Johnson, over. Here's a breaking ball up. 1 ball and 1 strike. 75 pitches thrown, 76 pitches thrown by Garrett Govan, the right-hander. Takes a look, throws a pitch, just misses. 2 balls and a strike. What a ball game. Valley City, 1 run, 3 hits, 4 errors. Kindred Vikings, 3 runs, 4 hits, 5 errors. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nobody out, runner on second base. 2-1 count on the batter, Briar Gibbon. And the pitch misses up. 3 balls and a strike. Rather than Gibbon laying down a bunt and giving himself up, he's just trying to reach base now. Has a hitter's count of 3-1. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Everett Anderson is on deck. And here's the 3-2. He missed outside. He walked him. So look at this. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Jet Johnson reached on the air. Now Briar Gibbon draws a walk.
And we do have the Castleton Railcats gathering around their dugout, getting ready for their game. They're up next, playing the winner of this one.
Everett Anderson is going to square around a bunt. He's going to take a strike. Everett is 0 for 2. He grounded out and struck out. More than likely looking to lay a bunt down to sacrifice the runners over a base. He squares the bunt early. Here's the pitch from Govan. and it's bunted right at the first baseman. He's just going to tag the guy, and he's going to throw it into left field and give the Vikings a run. Here comes Jet Johnson. He'll score. Gibbon is going to reach third base. So great job by Ronsberg. He charged, tagged the batter, Everett Anderson, out immediately, tried to throw the runner out at third. He would have had to tag him because there is no force anymore after he tagged the runner. But instead, he throws it into left field, and that scores an unearned run for the Vikings on the E3. 5 errors for each team now. And a suicide squeeze, but Huseman, I don't think, read that right. Took a pitch for a ball. Gibbon was breaking for the plate, but I don't think Huseman caught the sign. Yeah. So the pitch missed for a ball, and everybody was charging as they're playing in. Now he squares for a bunt. Could be a safety squeeze. Govan is just going to hold the baseball and throws a pitch, and it's bunted. It's on the ground. That's going to score a run. Govan tried to go home with it. So I think what we'll do on that, we'll give.
That was a great bunt by Anders.
Yeah. No error on the play. It's going to be a sacrifice bunt for Huseman. Not a hit. Yeah. But I'm sorry, we're talking.
Yeah, you're having side conversations over there.
But Huseman will get credit for a run batted in. He reaches on the fielder's choice, but it is a sacrifice bunt, so no official at-bat should be charged to Anders Huseman as Olschlager takes a strike. So only one out recorded this inning. Kindred Vikings have scored 2. They lead it by a score of 5-1. Jet Johnson scored on an error. Now Briar Gibbon comes across the score on a sacrifice.
They try and get
fielder's
Anders
choice.
there at first. That didn't work out for him. Here, I'll show people here.
So there is one out, and that was Everett Anderson getting tagged out after he bunted. Here's a pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. They got him. So Anders Huseman is put out on a caught stealing. Looks like a 2-6 put out for the second out of the inning. So Jet Johnson reached on an error. Briar Gibbon walked. Everett Anderson lays down a bunt. He was tagged out. So a sac bunt for him. And then Ronsberg, the first baseman, tried to get Jet Johnson at third base and threw it into left field. That scored the first run. And then Anders Huseman laid down a bunt. And there's a pop-up towards the first base dugout, and it'll reach the top of the press box for strike 1 to the batter, Evan Olschlager. So Huseman, to clarify, reaches first base on the fielder's choice, but he should get credit for a sacrifice bunt and an RBI as Govan tried to pick the runner off at the plate. So Huseman reaches first, but then he's thrown out stealing for the second out. And the batter now, Evan Olschlager, who's 1 for 3 with a ground out, single, and a fly out, has a 2-2 count. I think we're caught up.
If you say so.
Here's a pitch called, strike 3, and Olschlager goes down on strikes. But the Kindred Vikings come up with 2 big runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead it by a score of 5-1. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Valley City is going to have to come up with 4 runs at least to keep this game alive on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to this. There's a lot going on this field on this game. Valley City is in town taking on Kindred. Kindred is up 5-1, but there was a lot of action going on in that last inning.
Well, the bottom line is the Kindred Vikings scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. How they got there, that's a little bit longer of a story. But the Kindred Vikings put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Anders Huseman is on. He came on in the top of the 6th inning and threw a shutout inning after walking 2 batters. This is a save situation for Huseman. He came in with just the 2-run lead. Pitches up and in to Ronsberg, and for some reason he slammed his bat on the ground.
I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure either, but Amari Ronsberg is 1 for 3. He struck out, big RBI double, and he reached on an error by the third baseman. That was in the 5th, but he was stranded at third base. So 1 for 3, run batted in, bats with a 2-1 count. Here's a pitch, breaking ball, misses inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Huseman trying to get a save.
And the Castleton Railcats over there, you can see them middle of your screen in the background, waiting for their turn up next.
Ronsberg draws a leadoff walk. 3 walks issued by Huseman. Does have 2 strikeouts as well. Beck Dietrich is the batter. With a 4-run lead, the last thing you want is for Huseman to walk anybody. Round ball, round bat, hard to hit it square, throw strikes, and he does so to Beck Dietrich. Dietrich is 1 for 2. He struck out, was hit by a pitch, and singled. Here's a pitch. This one's in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes a count. This next pitch will be number 30 for Anders Huseman. Valley City has left 11 runners on base. Here's a pitch upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes a count. And here's a 1-2 set, and the pitch. That one misses down. Two and 2 the count. Huseman looking on at first base, and the pitch, and this one misses way up high. 3-2 the count. They're spending a little bit of time worrying about Ronsberg at first base, but essentially his run doesn't mean anything. You do have a force out at second base, but to worry about that runner is a bit of a waste of time. Now another walk issued by Dietrich, and that'll bring a visit to the mound by Coach Nick Eggman. So runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, Kindred leads it by a score of 5-1. Whoever wins this ball game will take on Castleton for essentially the District 7 championship.
Yep, and you can see Castleton over there in the center of your screen. They're waiting in the wings to see who they're going to play next. And if it is indeed Kindred, then they will also have to play another game.
So, right, Castleton is undefeated in this tournament. So if Castleton wins the next game, whoever it's against, Kindred or Valley City, they are the District 7 champions and will move on to the state tournament. If Valley City, Kindred, if they win that game against Castleton tonight, they will have to in turn play at 10 in the morning tomorrow and beat Castleton again to make it to the state tournament.
Yeah, and just to reiterate too, that game tomorrow morning, if needed, will be at 10 o'clock. Previously, it was scheduled for noon, I believe. That is no longer the case. So if that game is needed tomorrow morning, it will happen at 10 a.m. And you can also follow along on the Kindred Youth Baseball Facebook page for all of those updates.
Here's a swing and a fly ball into center field. Olschlager comes on and makes the catch, and Govan is out on a pitch. Govan has thrown a great baseball game for Valley City. He flies out to center field for the first out of this 7th inning. For Govan, he's thrown 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, 5 runs, but only 3 earned, walked 2, struck out 3. and he's hoping to get another chance to pitch. He has some pitches left. He has 89 on the day, and he's hoping to get a chance to pitch in the bottom of the 7th inning. But Valley City trails it by 4 runs. Here's the pitch. Off speed, misses in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Callan Hansen. Callan is 0 for 3. Reach on an error, flew out twice. Here's the pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Anders Huseman trying to close this one out. Walked the first 2 batters this inning. And here's the pitch. This one misses down. 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm sure Nick Eggman was telling Anders Huseman, quit worrying about the runners on base. Their runs don't matter. You got to prevent the tying runs from scoring. Now another walk issued. And Callan Hansen will load up the bases after drawing a walk. And that'll probably do it for Anders Huseman. There's going to be another pitcher coming in with the bases loaded. So no pressure here.
Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Tough spot to be in.
But Huseman running into control problems. That's his 5th walk issued. 3 walks this inning with 1 out. So a left-hander, Ben Sanders, will come on to try to close this one out. And he'll have an opportunity to save. So let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick 30 and come back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back to Babe Ruth Baseball on YourLiveEvent.com.
And how about this young left-handed pitcher, Ben Sanders, coming in to try to close this ball game out. The runners on base are not the tying or winning runs. So Ben Sanders will throw a pitch. It's a fastball inside to the right-handed hitter, Christian Modlin, who's 0 for 2. He's walked and struck out twice. Bases are loaded. There's 1 out. It's a 5-1 lead, top of the 7th inning for the Kindred Vikings. Here's the pitch, way outside. And this could be a play at the plate. The throw is not there. It's a wild pitch. And coming across the score is Amari Ronsberg to make it a 5-2 ball game. But again, the runners at third and second can score. Kindred Vikings need to worry about the hitters and get them out. Because either way, Christian Modlin or Kason Zimba need to get on base. And now here's a line drive single into left field. It's an RBI single. So now they have something brewing with a tying run on base. Modlin rips an RBI single into left field. Beck Dietrich comes across to score to make it 5-3. Callan Hansen does go to third base. RBI single for Modlin. And we'll have a courtesy runner again. I believe that's number 9. Yes, it is.
9 again.
Camden Larson will be the courtesy runner for the catcher.
He's done that a few times. We're going to get to know him here by the front of his jersey.
5-3 ball game. Valley City with 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Ben Sanders on to close it out. Here's the pitch. Outside, throw down to second base is going to be in time. Wow, what a huge, huge throw out. Out number 2. And TJ Hansen rolling the dice for Valley City. Camden Larson, the courtesy runner, gets thrown out. And now Zimba gets hit with a pitch. But there are 2 outs now after the base stealing is caught. 2 down. Runners at first and third. Zimba on at first base for the 3rd time. He's walked twice and now hit with a pitch. He represents the tying run. Ben Sanders on, trying to close it out. The runner on third would be charged to Anders Huseman if he would score. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. Back to the top of the order. Brecken Thornton on to hit. He's 0 for 2, reach on an error, sacrifice bunt, and a pop-out. Here's a balk. A balk is called on Ben Sanders. I didn't see what he did. I was looking down at my notebook. So Callan Hansen will come across the score to make it 5-4. Lead for the Kindred Vikings, but the all-important tying run is now at second base after the balk call on Sanders. That run charged to Anders Huseman. Here's a pitch. Grounder right back to the pitcher. Sanders has it, throws over to first base, and all of that for just a minor heart attack for everybody, but the Kindred Vikings will win this one by a score of 5-4 as Ben Sanders comes on to pick up the save, and the win will go to Bristol Swanson, and more importantly to the Kindred Vikings, as they'll see new life and will have another broadcast on your live event tonight as the Kindred Vikings win this one by a score of 5-4, and we'll take a quick break on yourliveevent.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store. Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where we just wrapped up Valley City versus Kindred here in the District 7 Babe Ruth baseball tournament.
Kindred Vikings win this one by a score of 5-4 in a thriller. Valley City puts up 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning and have runners aboard, but a ground out ends the ball game, and the Kindred Vikings come away with the win. Bristol Swanson will pick up the win for the Kindred Vikings. He goes 5 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 run. It was unearned. He walked 2, struck out 7 batters. Anders Huseman came on to pitch an inning and a third, walked 5 batters, did strike out 2, but allowed 3 runs to score, all earned. And then Ben Sanders came in, pitches 2/3 of an inning, picks up the save, does allow a hit, but no runs charged at him, no walks, no strikeouts, and he picks up the save as Bristol Swanson picks up the win in a thriller. 5-4 the victory for the Kindred Vikings. The loss will go to the starting pitcher for Valley City. Garrett Govan pitched a nice ball game. 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, 5 runs allowed, but only 3 earned. He walked 2, struck out 3, and he takes the loss for Valley City. So for the Kindred Vikings, they win this ball game. They'll take on Castleton in Game 2. We'll have that game for you on yourliveevent.com.
Yep, and we'll be right back with the Enbridge player of the game, the HTC connection of the game, and the Agassi Precision Egg play of the game. So stick around. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with those gentlemen here on yourliveevent.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
And we're live with the Precision Ag play of the game by Precision Ag. It goes to Ben Sanders. Ben, you come in a tricky situation. The bases are loaded. Not a big deal, just a District 7 champion, for the right to play in the championship game tonight. And you come on with the bases loaded. How did you feel out of the mound tonight?
Pretty scared, but got it done, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good answer. You did give up a hit, couple runs come across the score. So now the tying run is aboard over at second base, and you induce a couple of ground outs and get out of the inning. How did it feel to pick up the victory?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, what was working for you out on the mound?
Just my fastball, didn't throw any off speeds, so.
Okay, so you just stuck with the fastball, and you got the ground out, you got the job done, you get the save opportunity, and you come through with the save. So 2/3 of an inning, no runs allowed, no walks, no strikeouts, and 2/3 of an inning, you pick up the save. Now you get to play Castleton. How does it feel to go into the game facing Castleton and potentially the championship game?
Yeah, pretty good. Just trying to come back from the loss yesterday.
Okay, Precision Ag play of the game goes to Ben Sanders. We'll take a quick break on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
We're with Cam Kittleson, the connection of the game brought to you by HTC. Cam Kittleson, you come up in the bottom of the first inning, runner on third base, and 1 out. What were you trying to do to get the scoring started for the Vikings?
Well, obviously trying to hit him home there, but, we got that. I haven't been hitting the big greatest this year, so to be able to do that means a lot.
You got the big hit. You rope a triple into right center field. Looked like you got a hold of that one. How did it feel coming off the bat?
Felt good. I saw it go high, so I knew I was going to get triple there. So.
Oh, you did. So, yeah. You sailed into third base pretty easily. It was a stand-up triple. That was a first run for the Kindred Vikings. Got the scoring started. You later came across the score on a ground out.
Yeah.
Did you think they had a play at you on the plate on the ground out to the pitcher?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
You had a pretty good jump, and you beat it out to the plate. So you're the HTC connection of the game. So you put up 2 runs in the bottom of the bottom of the first inning. So congratulations, HDC Connection of the Game on yourliveevent.com.
All right, thank you.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
And we're here with our Enbridge Player of the Game. It's Bristol Swanson, the starting pitcher. He goes 5 innings and picks up the win. He does strike out 7 batters. What was working for you out on the mound tonight, Bristol?
I was just trying to keep my fastball in the zone and then mix in my off speeds every now and then, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, you worked ahead. You threw a lot of strikes. Did you know the first 11 pitches you threw of the ball game were all for strikes?
No, I didn't.
It took you 12 pitches to finally throw your first ball. And so you only walked 2 batters on the night. You strike out the 7. You give up a run, but it's unearned. And you come through with 5 innings. You only had 74 pitches to work with. Were you trying to work quickly and trying to get outs quickly?
I was just trying to make every pitch count, and just I knew that I had 74 to work with, and I just tried to make them all work.
So you win the ball game by a score of 5-4. You're our Enbridge Player of the Game, and now you get the right to play Castleton tonight. And if you win tonight, you get to play them again tomorrow. So what do you got to do? What do the Kindred Vikings need to do to play Castleton?
I think we just got to keep our infield and our outfield a little bit more clean, and then I think our pitcher just needs to pump strikes, and we'll back him up.
All right. Any shout-outs you want to do?
I want to shout out Oliver Stroh for being a great runner.
Great runner, yeah. He comes in and he ran for the catcher a time or two, or was it for you?
No, it's for the catcher, Jack.
For the catcher, yeah. So the Enbridge Player of the Game goes to Bristol Swanson. Congratulations. You get to play Castleton tonight, and it's going to be a heck of a ball game on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.